take projection.
Welcome everybody to Taking on Sports. I am TD. That is Greg. Brig, how is your bracket doing, buddy?
Well, I actually I think I had almost everybody till Florida, at least for the Sweet 16. The
Yeah, I'm sure
Florida,
that, of
that's the
course,
Final
probably
Four
the
team
most
lost. Didn't have them
shocking
winning the
result of the
national
tournament.
title, but
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's definitely the most shocking result of the tournament so far. Of course, that just happened not too long ago. Iowa,
yeah,
nine seed takes down the Gators, defending national champs. Many folks picked to repeat as champs. I'm sure some people in our group had them. Yeah, just big. I had them in my final. I had them losing to Arizona in the final. And it looks like one person in our group had them as champ, and I'm sure a lot of them had them going a far away.
yeah.
But yeah, absolutely most shocking result of the tournament so far, and what's been a fun tournament. Not a lot
Yeah,
of Cinderellas, but fun. A lot of good games.
a lot of great games today, especially. Well, starting last night, once we got to that Nebraska Vandy game, that was a phenomenal game. Arkansas High Point was an excellent game, but that Vandy Nebraska game, my goodness.
That is one of the best games basketball I've seen in a long time.
I mean, it was just back and forth, back and forth. I mean, it was 99% Husker fans. Of course, Oklahoma City not that far from Lincoln, probably about a 4 or 5 hour drive from the Omaha Lincoln area. And why wouldn't they show up? I mean, it's their first time to ever experience something like this. And man, now they're on to the Sweet 16.
I was about to
Crazy.
say, yeah, they got their first tournament win on, what was that? It would have been Thursday, and then they just decided they liked it so much. Why not go to the second weekend?
Absolutely.
And
They'll find, they'll now face a familiar foe in the Iowa Hawkeyes. So
yeah,
probably the big
a Big
thing
Ten matchup right there.
that nobody expected to see. And now the Big Ten, what has 6 teams in the Sweet 16? Wow.
Oh, crazy, yeah. Almost getting to the SEC from last year with where they got 7 in there. Do they? They don't have any more chances. Oh, I guess if UCLA pulls off the upset here
UCLA pulls
of
off the
UConn,
upset on
yeah,
UConn.
they're playing UConn tougher than probably people would expect too.
Down 5 at the half. Look at just looking up, Utah State just cut the Arizona lead to 6.
Yeah, they're
Now
within 6 right
that would
now.
be that would be that would the fire flame at every bracket.
I about to say, yeah, I know all the perfect brackets are gone.
Yeah,
I think this year is, in terms at least the ESPN, was the longest anybody made it with a perfect bracket,
I think that
43 and 0.
Texas game. I
Yeah.
think the Texas game ended a lot of brackets. Texas on the heater there, three man. But I mean, overall, I mean, very average at best. Probably questionable if they should even make the tournament, honestly. But
Crazy,
a lot of
yeah. And they say I think it's been since they started the first 4 every year, but like 2 or 3 seasons, one of those first 4 teams has made the second weekend. And I,
VCU.
I must say I had Miami University going. That was ill advised because Tennessee beat the hell out of them, and the Vols, of course, made their way to the Sweet 16.
I had Tennessee right where they're at in the 16. Miami of Ohio, I mean, that Tennessee inside is going to punish them. They're just too, it's just too big. But they got after Miami of Ohio there. Just,
Yeah, I think I was just wishful thinking. I was
you
like,
know,
oh man, that's right. This is going to be nice. Ohio State's going to beat Tennessee. As of course now Alabama just tipping off now, man. So excuse us if we get distracted during this recording because, like we said, Alabama, Texas Tech just tipping off,
just tipping off.
which
Back
is
up
man,
to,
I swear, games on Sunday never used to start this late. Not even the first weekend.
and the crazy thing, but you got to think about it like this. I mean, this game is where in Tampa, so it's basically a 10 o'clock tip off in Tampa.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
like I said,
after. In fact, it was been
yeah,
yeah.
we had to wait for the Florida Iowa game to get over with. Now you clear the court and everything. That's wild considering, man. It's not like we're in Salt Lake City or Denver or something. We're in damn Tampa. It's late as hell.
Yeah, just crazy. And then like I saw that and I was like, that's got to be a misprint, man. And just
That's just
like,
like TCU on the women's side. They're starting in Fort Worth like right now too. I'm like, dude, like what is going on within the Central and the Eastern time zone? Like everybody's playing late as heck.
and
You
and
think
it,
that these
and it's crazy.
Californians,
Like I said, I swear that there we go, Aiden. Uh, never did the games on Sundays, and even in the first week, and when you had all these games to get through, never did they start this late. Like I don't remember tips after like the evening news. Like maybe games would tip off like growing up in the Eastern time zone, like 7 maybe the latest, and even then on Sundays,
yes,
yeah,
yes, late starts. Like I'm happy. Like I don't. It'd be my work week, but I don't go until 5 tomorrow because man, it's gonna be man for people going to work at 7, 8 in the morning. Boy,
yeah,
tomorrow's
right.
gonna
Those people that get to bed early, I'm sure there are a lot of Bama fans right now that are like, man, I I got to wake up in the morning. I'll just figure out what happens in the morning. You'll see what happens.
be.
But
I couldn't do that. Like
yeah,
even if I
no,
had
yeah,
to work at 7, I just suffer because it's no way I'm gonna miss a tournament game.
yeah, right. It is. Oh,
It's just,
that was nasty. You got to
it
go up
was,
stronger than that.
ooh.
But
That's one thing. Jim, he's a little soft at time.
yeah, man, that's feel like that's on our team. It's just like when we go inside, we get shots blocked because we don't go up strong and or put themselves in a position to at least force them to foul
Okay,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
We,
I was sitting here early on 5-5 here. Man,
we
my
have no,
we were talking in our group chat. I was talking to my dad early day. He asked me what I thought of this game, and I was like,
no,
man, with the two styles of these teams, I think it's just going to whoever's going to be has the hotter hand.
because I mean we got I mean basically the same style for the most part. I mean I think they're probably a little better defensively. I mean we have two third team All Americans in this game on both sides. So I mean
Yeah.
pretty much a pretty much a very even matchup. I mean that's why it's the 4-5 matchup. I mean and it's like I think we're a one and a half point favorite going into today. So I mean obviously that's pretty much a pick 'em. I mean, and that's pretty much what it is. I mean, this could go either way. That's why it's such a nervous game. Like much tougher route than getting to the Sweet 16 last year,
Yeah, for
for sure.
sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then I mean, and then on top of that, I mean, look who we played in the Sweet 16 last year. I mean, an okay BYU team. I mean, we win today. Either one of these teams, man, we go. Whether it be us or Tech is going to play Michigan in the Sweet 16. So
Yeah. Yeah.
much tougher path than what we've had at least last year to get to the Elite
Absolutely.
Eight.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about this last week with that loss to Ole Miss in the SEC tournament, and like that cost you a 3 seed,
Three seed
possibly
and a
even like you said, possibly even a 2 seed if we had went on a run. Yeah.
yeah, we won the whole thing maybe. But yeah, definitely a three seed was a. If we made it to Sunday, a three seed is ours. I think. There we
I
go.
think even just a win over Ole Miss Friday, and that they go, all right, 3 seed. Like I think just one showing, like,
That's
yep,
how we beat
they
the
took care of
team.
business, and
We didn't
but
come into that game.
yeah, but
Didn't come.
unfortunately, oh, playing sloppy early on too. What was that pass?
Oh boy.
Oh, and then what's that timeout foul? What's the call here?
That's
I got I have to put some captions on here, but yeah, like you said, fun tournament so far. Not too many like
I don't even know what happened. Like, Tech coach asked, "What happened? Why we stopped playing?"
Oh, okay. Well, everybody has it. All right, cool.
That
Let's
goes to
see over here. Got the quad box on. Looks like the Oklahoma women survived a little
yeah.
tough one with
Yeah,
Michigan
that's
State.
the other thing with a little eliminator game on the women's side. I'm still alive on the men's side. Vandy put me out last night on the
Man,
men's side.
I totally forgot to create a game in those and play those. You told me about it last week. I was like, oh, that sounds fun. I just spent
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
time working on my brackets that I just
yeah.
forgot about the eliminator game. I was like, ah, damn.
Let's see that. Sit down. But boy, but that Nebraska Vandy game, that was man. That was something.
Absolutely fun, great finish, and man, and you got a feel for
Right,
man, what's his face, the Vandy guy. That shot, I thought it was in. I thought it was
dude, and
in.
that's the second time he's had a shot like that this year.
I know,
They
right?
played against Mizzou. He had the same thing. He stole the inbounds pass and threw up a Hail Mary after they come back from 20 down. And man, that the very cool rim there for that man. He's been a star all year at Vandy too. Hey, man, that's a tough way to finish. But man, that but man, the Huskers. Anytime it seemed like Vandy was about to, kind of pulling away, they would always hit a big three, drive the lane. Dude, for you, like
Yeah, they just hung around and then got
that what they
Vandy.
needed there.
Yeah, you don't want to say they blew that game, but there were definitely some defensive lapses
Oh man,
late.
that last score, I
Oh
mean, it
yeah,
was crazy. Like my goodness,
the game winning score. They just left the lane wide open. They definitely, but even a couple possessions before that, Nebraska getting scores to tie it and cut it to two and all that. Just not boxing
Vandy
out, letting guys just come in, get rebounds. Yeah,
missed a couple free throws late. And man, yeah, it's tough. And then man, that kind of really set off for what we had. The Arkansas got a little. A Cup had to hit some big shots to get past High Point. High Point was giving
not
everything they could.
not backing down. Yeah. Yeah, like we said, we haven't had too many
In
upsets, but we've had some scares and a lot of teams. I mean, even some first round games, even Alabama's first round game,
the
Hofstra was
first
hanging.
half, they
Yeah, Hofstra had a 10-point lead at one point, and then they made a run in the second half to pull close before Alabama put it away. Same thing, Texas Tech in their game with Akron. Akron was hanging
Austin,
around for a long while before Texas Tech, turned it on. Um, So it's been real fun. I haven't caught too much of the women's game or too many of the women's games yet. Mostly highlights and checking in here and
yeah.
there. But
I watched the Bama game, of course, because I usually write an article about that. I mean, kind of, it was kind of fell asleep there for a little bit, let him back in it, but shot. I mean, we didn't even have we're a high 3-point team and, only shot 10 threes and still put up 69. So solid performance there. Essence Cody dropped much higher than what she's been at. She dropped 19 and was actually three of four from beyond the arc, which was crazy. But good win there. I watched probably the best women's game I watched was the Minnesota Ole Miss game. The ending of that was
I did catch that.
amazing.
I
Yeah,
caught
that was
that
good.
today.
That was a great ending.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, the women's tournament, you just don't have those type of upsets. You may get a close call time and again. I mean, but it's just you. The women's tournament's all about that second weekend when you get the big dog match. You start getting the big dog matchups
Yeah,
more so.
for sure.
Very rare we do. I mean, your upsets are like your 4 or 5. Stuff
Yeah.
like that happens. I mean, you're not really going to get UConn's not going to lose in the 32. I mean, that's just not happening. Um,
No, yeah.
we
And
haven't got that balanced yet on the women's
nah,
side.
and that's what killed me in my women's bracket was in the first round was those 8-9 games and those 7-10 games. Like because when it comes down to those are the only ones that in the first round you usually
It's
like
on the house.
don't know, and I just picked wrong
Yeah,
in just about every one.
right.
And then I got I don't pick many upsets. I think I go with like one or two upsets on the women's side of things, and I got it really wrong. Who was it? Oh, South Dakota State over Washington. I was very wrong about that.
Yeah.
The Huskies worked them, and now they're actually playing TCU right now.
Yeah.
Alabama here on a good little run up, 14-7, about 6 minutes and change gone in
And
the
one
first half.
Nate Oates, the most tournament wins in program history now.
Crazy,
Crazy.
and just hired him in 2019. It's crazy because I've looked through his year by year results. The other day, I was trying to think. I was like, man, I couldn't remember his like first couple years. I forgot that his first year was actually the COVID year, so that's why there's no tournament record for that because I was like, did we make an NIT with him first or did we miss?
I mean, we would have made the NIT that year. I
I'd
mean,
about to
crazy.
say I don't think we get looking back. I was like, I don't think we would have made the
We would
tournament
have
that
had to
year.
make a tournament run
Yeah,
because what happened, they had started calling all those games, and we were about to play Tennessee in the SEC tournament. I think on the
yeah,
third, Thursday. I think it was a Thursday.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, they just called it right before the game started to say, "Hey, the tournament's off."
yeah.
Um, Folks were warming up and stuff, which was
I do
wild.
remember we lost like something like our last three regular season games. Or I know we went on a little slide to end the regular season. It might have cost us. Or did we go on? Or am I thinking back? Because I don't know. I got it's all bleeding together. Because I also kind of was like, man, how did what did we do with the Avery Johnson years and then the Anthony Grant? I was trying to go
You
back.
know, the
Yeah,
I never understood why neither one of those hit.
yeah. It's the weirdest thing, man. It's like Avery. I
Because
think.
because Anthony Grant recruited well, but his offense was always so stagnant for whatever reason. We could not score to save our lives. And then I remember he had that one. He had one recruiting class where we got like a couple of stars. We got a big dude from like Greensboro, Alabama, and then he got some kidnapping charges, and
No,
like
yeah,
it was wild. But yeah, things really we made the one tournament with Anthony Grant in 2012. They lost to Creighton on the buzzer beater.
yeah,
Um, and then of course we had the one tournament win over Virginia Tech with Avery in 18.
yeah.
That
Like
was a year Colin
Kyle.
Sexton had to hit the game winner over Mizzou um, in the SEC
Yeah,
tournament
it was
on that.
Texas A&M.
That's right, A&M.
Yeah, he
Um,
oh,
that year we beat Rod Tech
dropping
in the
out on me here.
64, and then
Oh, there he is.
beat
Okay.
Rod Tech in the 64, and then everybody got slaughtered by Villanova that year. So that
Oh,
wasn't.
man, I remember. Yeah, getting to that Villanova game, I was like, all right, maybe Colin Sexton can go Superman here, and we can hang around. And who knows?
That Villanova,
Nah,
they
did not
were amazing. They
did.
slaughtered everything. They didn't have a competitive game the whole time.
Uh,
They like beat Michigan in the championship game by like 20. Like
yeah.
it was nothing.
It
That
just
team was crazy.
it just did not miss. It reminded me of the first time we got to the Elite Eight when we were in school, and we beat Syracuse, who were the defending champs. Granted they didn't have Melo, but it was like, all right, man, like this is looking good. Uh,
Yeah, UConn.
maybe, and UConn just came out. And was like, no, we're actually just not going to miss shots if you don't mind.
Yeah,
And yeah,
Mika Okafor killed us, and
yeah.
they had
It was that other
was
dude though. It was one of the I think their wing player that like was like 7 or 8
yeah,
for threes and hit like 5 of them in the
yeah,
first half or something. I can't
yeah.
remember his
I,
name, but
yeah, I man, but that 04 UConn team was so good.
yeah, they were really good too. Yeah. But yeah, going back to us, we mentioned the Hofstra game. Good, a solid win. Made look like we were going to run away with it early on, and then Hofstra came back, made a run of their own, and like we said, took a 10-point lead. We went
That was
absolutely cold for a while, and they were not missing. Made some good adjustments at halftime and came out in second half on fire and played good defense, hustled, played blue collar basketball. And
that's all we can ask you, dude. We know the defense ain't gonna never be elite, man. But if we're showing hustles, I mean, that's all we can ask for at this point.
yeah,
We're playing if we're playing as hard as we can, man. We're gonna be in every game. We're gonna be competitive with everybody. But
absolutely, yeah.
keeping that keeping that edge, man. But hopefully, with knowing, hey, this is one and done, and there's nothing else. Like, hopefully, that's more than enough to keep these dudes ready to go.
Yeah,
Because
motivated. And, and guys like, you know, we need Latrell Whitesell to get hot again because he has been cold for a good few
yeah,
games now. And we really need him to get on fire. We need Bethea to step up, because he's going to get a little more PT in the absence of Aiden Holloway.
definitely.
And, just need LeBaron to do LeBaron, man.
Yeah. And he did that. He did definitely did that Friday.
Yeah,
Boy,
absolutely. Yeah.
he had a game. What is he the
Looks.
all-time points leader for a regular season now? That you pass up Bobby Robinson for. for all time points in the season. So that's
Crazy.
in itself.
Um, yeah, it looks like over in this other game here, Arizona starting to
Kind
pull
of
away here, trying to put the finishing touches on their.
trying to not be
Yeah.
another one seed casualty. Considering Arizona's been that team that's had they've had some struggles there. They haven't gotten out of the Sweet 16 since it's been a while for those guys. So
You gotta say, man, you definitely Houston had to love that result, man, because that is just, man, yeah. That I mean, not to say that they can't get upset just the same, and they're
I
playing.
mean, but they're going to be in their home city
Mm-hmm.
in no Florida, and man, they have. I mean, yeah, you still have to win your game, but you have to think this is an excellent chance for Houston to get back to the Final Four again.
Which man, and we talked about it a little bit last week, but that drives me crazy. This how they do that kind of. It make that's. I mean, now Houston's going to be the highest seed there, so it's whatever. But I mean, I would have been if I were Florida, I would have been pissed off that
Oh,
I'm
of
the
course.
one seed. I mean, it's my
I'm,
regional technically, and yeah, the two seed is
in,
playing at home.
I'm in Houston. I'm in Houston. Not even. I
Yeah.
mean, it'd be bad enough if it was in Dallas. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's not because me, but Houston is going to show up in Houston.
Yeah, and you
Like,
telling me you can't just flip a two seed? You know, put UConn there, put Iowa State, put Purdue. You know, any of those other two
wow.
seeds, just flip them.
But we usually it seems like we've been getting that. I don't know, something
Well,
weird.
and you know, I was looking through. There was a couple other instances of it in the some of these other brackets. Like where was one with these, you know, with these the bubble system as they call it now, the first round games? Because
I
like we
mean,
said,
it
yeah,
didn't matter per se because Miami won, but for them to be for let's say they beat Mizzou, but it was in St. Louis. It was a
mm-hmm,
heavy Mizzou crowd. But think about this: Purdue as a two seed, if they had played Mizzou today in
mm-hmm,
St. Louis, I'm pissed off. Like,
mm-hmm.
what? I'm a two seed playing a 10 seed in their home state. Like, what are we doing?
Well, and there's another one. Again, it ended up not mattering because they got upset. But North Carolina was playing in Greenville.
In Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, and they were six seed, and they would have played number three seed Illinois. You know, and
Yeah.
that would have been a home game for the Tar Heels, basically. So it's like I understand initially what they were trying to do, and you know, take down some travel costs and all that. But at the same time, we're spending billions of dollars in this sport on arenas and facilities.
Yeah,
Just
honestly, I mean, if we want to do cut down on travel costs, I mean, they could go the women's route, but
yeah, they could do that, with which they won't. But yeah, they could do that where
how
you
crazy,
know.
how crazy would that be though to have like home home tournament games
Oh, it'd be. I
on the
think it'd
new
be
side?
awesome, but yeah, they probably actually can't do it because of the women's tournament now, because you'd probably end up with some teams with the same seed. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I would rather them go back to the old system where you had two first round
If you're
sites each regional.
yeah,
Yeah, and
but if you're in
and
the West bracket, if you're in the West, all your games are in the West. Like
yeah,
you're
yeah. You go
you're not
play out
starting.
west. Yeah, you
You're
get to
not
see a
starting in
different part of
Florida.
the country. Yeah.
You're not
And,
starting in Florida or Syracuse and then going out west.
yeah, no, it makes no sense. And then also, you know, I feel when they had that system, they did better to make sure that they didn't have stuff like, you know, Houston getting home court advantage over a one seed, you know, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there was one more somewhere. I don't have it in front of
Oh,
me now, but
them things is going. Whew.
ooh,
Sorry.
nah, you good,
Man,
man? Call it out, LeBaron, baby.
man,
Alabama up
that's
26
cool.
to 10 with 10:30 left of timeout here in the first half. Play defense because you know Tech can make a run real quick. They can
They,
erase that.
they
They can
probably
erase
like
that
that.
deficit real quick.
Get them shots going. Listen, their guard Anderson play. He's a shooter. Yeah.
But yeah, either way, yeah, I think we both probably have Alabama losing to Michigan. That's just not a good matchup for
I,
us.
no, it's not at all. But
Yeah,
after what I saw today, it gives me a little bit of hope. Should we win today?
I'd about to say
Because if
now with the
I
two.
think,
Yeah.
I think, oh, now it's still not a good matchup. But if Iowa can beat Florida, we can beat Michigan.
Oh, no
Not
doubt.
saying
Yeah, no
really, but
doubt.
that makes it a little bit more realistic because there was no way in hell that I think that Iowa was gonna even, you know, it's cute. They played a good first half before it's gonna pull away at some point, right? It never
Hmm.
happened
Never
though.
happened.
Iowa had some big shots. Like it was crazy. They were clutch. Like they never backed down. You know, they're in the state of Florida. And that's a big win. And the first Sweet 16 since '99 for Iowa. So it's been a minute since they've
Hmm.
been second weekend. So, phew,
Oh, and
that's a
we saw the Michigan. Well, first of all, a team like us, Alabama, the way we play at shooting, like
if we're hitting, we
I
can
about to
beat
say, yeah,
anybody.
if you get hot, you can beat anybody. Just if you, especially with the amount of threes, if you knock down
Absolutely.
20 threes in a game, you can beat anybody.
You can beat anybody. But it's just a matter of are we gonna do it? We're gonna
Yeah.
attempt, we're gonna attempt it, whether they drop or not, that's up to the day.
Hmm.
Some days are better than others there and you know but yeah, I mean it's probably gonna take something special to beat the Michigan team. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously they're Michigan. They've had a hell of a year, and we saw, to start the season how good they were when they ran through everybody in the tournament in November. They let everybody know, hey, we're real.
Hmm.
They had just a couple of losses in the big. They lost to Wisconsin. They lost in the Big Ten tournament in the final to Purdue. But
Hmm.
I mean, for the most part, this Michigan team, they lost to Duke, but overall, I mean, this team has been pretty untouchable. They've had a
Hmm.
couple close games towards the end, but I mean, you're going to have, when you have competition games, that's expected, even if you are
Yeah.
a good team.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, as Arizona did officially finish off Utah State here, and UCLA and UConn tied early in the second half.
that
UCLA
would
not
be,
going down without a fight, and 3
we're
point. Oh,
talking about
missed
the
that
biggest assholes as coaches going at it. Coaches,
one.
oh, boy.
That is true, man. Mick Cronin and Dan Hurley there, man. Poor
You are the
referees.
biggest asses.
Poor referees
Yeah.
in that one, man.
And man, that is wild. But one thing I will say, you mentioned UCLA. So at the end of the day, yesterday I checked out the UCLA game, the
Hmm.
women's game, just to see what the scene was like. I get you're in LA, but there was nobody at that game.
Mm,
We're talking a tournament game at home, and it looked like maybe like an Alabama women's game as far as how many people were in that bad boy. And I was
mm,
like, that's like I
yeah.
know it's LA, but still, like nobody, no students, nobody wanted to really show up for this squad. Like, golly,
It
this
is.
is like amazing team.
It is tough, man. It's like you see the Miami thing with like the Heat, or whenever their teams get good. Way to fight
I
for
mean,
that. There we go.
there we go.
Yeah.
Ball Bowen just played. He had a great game.
Yeah. Bull Bowen has stepped up his game in the tournament so far. Oh, Latrell
Had,
heat check. No, still cold.
oh,
Oh, foul, foul. There we go.
that was
Damn, it was like what, two or three offensive rebounds and then a foul there. So good hustle. But man, yeah, we need Latrell Stroke to come back, man, because whew, he
But
is
Amari Allen, man,
cold.
we need him to be the stat stuffer that he did for most of the year. He's just gonna
Yeah,
have to do like 12, 5, 5,
yeah.
maybe more points, but he's got to be active and because there's so much better when he's a stat stuffer.
Ooh, and yeah, fouled there. Yeah, we need him to. He's. I've seen some projections. I don't know now with the way LeBaron has played the past few weeks, but I saw some projections earlier that Mari Allen was actually a higher pick than LeBaron
From the back.
Philon in the mock draft. Yeah. But I think that's probably
I
just
don't,
because the way the
I
NBA
don't,
is, a little size, a wing there.
you know, because it seems like sometimes they really look at supposed potential more than
Hmm.
anything. But man, LeBaron is that dude. Like I don't like because it's different than like when Mark Sears was our star player. We knew Mark wasn't the NBA type.
Hmm.
LeBaron is that NBA body. He has the NBA killer instinct of scoring. Like he's
Hmm.
going to do fine in the league. I don't see any reason why anybody. You know what? He should. I would, man. If he's not a lottery pick, I would be shocked.
Oh, I would absolutely be shocked, and especially like I said, the way he's played last few weeks, and at least so far in the tournament, man, he is.
When he turns it on, like sometimes he's a little his only downfall. Sometimes he's a little too unselfish. I think because
No, yeah, agreed, yeah,
he can like I would rather go out with him shooting us out of a game than him not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Honestly, but
That's like you would see that there. That's Alabama ball. There we go. Um, we saw. I would see that complaint about Mark Sear sometimes, like, oh, he's got to give it up. He's got. I'm like, man, but he's our guy. Like,
yeah, he was our
if
dude.
yeah, if he's starts out 1-9, I mean, we actually saw that. Was it the Clemson or the North Carolina? One of those
He was
games we played in that Final Four run. He kind of
he
started off
started
cold
off.
and then turned it on.
Yeah, he closed
Yeah.
out that Clemson game for us.
Yeah. And of course, yeah,
But,
Carolina was the
but
Grant Nelson game. Whoop. And there's one more little problem with LeBaron right there. He sometimes gets a little lackadaisical and he can get stripped. There you go. But yeah, no. Let's see elsewhere. We mentioned not a large number of upsets, but a lot of close calls, or at least teams that hung around for a long time. One of them was like Siena hanging around with Duke for a
dude,
good long while.
they
Got to pull the
gave,
trigger. There we
like,
go.
they gave them 35 out of 40 minutes.
And then
They didn't. They, the crazy thing is they didn't. What's the name at all? They didn't do any substituting. Their starting five played all 40 minutes,
that's absolutely insane, insane.
and
And then
then they got Jerry McNamara
I
the
bet
job at Syracuse.
I about to say it got Jerry Mack the job at his alma mater, going home to Syracuse. Let's see if he can get that program back up to the level they were accustomed to under
You would think so,
Jim
but man,
Boeheim.
it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's so tough with when you go home. You think it's the winner, and it doesn't always work out. I hope it does, because you would think if Jerry can't get it back, like who can? But because it's kind of like when Pat went back to Georgetown, it seemed like it was an amazing fit, and it didn't work at all.
Yeah. It's tough sometimes. We saw,
We've seen it many times in football where it doesn't work at all.
yeah.
Go
There's
home.
another high. Furman kind of gave UConn a game for a little bit.
And Cal Baptist gave
Yeah.
Kansas at
Uh,
the end, like they were getting slaughtered, and they hit it, will come back and give them a little game. Um,
there's a game we didn't talk about, Kansas and St. John's.
buzzer beater, amazing game. Now we're
Yeah.
headed to man, and I had St. John's winning that one just because I think St. John's is
I
honestly if
I have them beating Duke. It was a last minute change. I filled out my bracket and then I kind of looked at it. I look at the one there and I was like,
I
I'm
had
going
Duke
to pull the
winning with
trigger.
the
I'm going to
last
pull the trigger.
list. I did a second one where I actually did more upsets, and I did because I always said, man, if there's a game that Duke loses, it's going to be the St. John's in that 16, or either that or they're going to the Final Four. Like I really don't see any in between there. But
Yeah. I got St. John's beating Duke and then losing to Michigan State in the 8. I got a good old Tom
yeah,
Izzo bringing the Spartans back to the
back to the
Final
Final
Four.
Four.
So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm doing terrible. I think I moved
Yeah.
up. I moved up a little bit in our group. I'm in 8th place now. But
I was doing solid, and then I lost Vandy last night in my 16, and then everybody lost Florida today.
yeah. Well, that
Um,
that really changes everyone's, like, you look at the max scores people can get, and
yeah,
that's the one that's
that
like,
changed
ooh, yeah.
everything because I don't think it's anybody that had. I mean, maybe someone had Florida losing in like 8, but I seriously doubt there's hardly anybody that had them, losing before that, unless you're a diehard Iowa fan and really just being a homer. Even that they didn't believe that for real.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Sure, 'cause
Trying to see what other results from today. Uh, let's see. Yeah, mentioned Tennessee going in Sweet 16. They took care of Virginia today too.
that was a very good game. Great game there. The that was a great game. but Iowa State in the second half beat the hell out of Kentucky. My
Oh
goodness.
yeah, they did. And then speaking of good games, that first round, Kentucky Santa Clara, man,
Oh my God. I felt
abs-
bad for Santa Clara.
dude, absolute insane ending to regulation. If y'all missed it, Santa Clara hits a big shot to
Hit
take a
the
lead
big,
with 3.5 seconds, something like that,
like, man,
and
that's money. You're gone. That's
and Owe throws one up just over the half court line.
it
They didn't give him a free run. You know, they probably could have tried to stop the ball in
was
the
I mean,
back court, but they got a hand in his face and he banked it in, just threw one up, goes in, and Kentucky ends up getting the win in overtime. And I'm going to say, don't leave them open now. They rebound. There we go.
there we
Man,
go.
rebounding really well so far. We just got to put
Yeah.
back some of these second chances on.
Oh, sloppy.
That's it was a foul, is what it was. Man, his hand got hacked. But yeah, we got to slow that down there, Jemison.
I'm down with it.
But yeah, that was a great first round game.
There wasn't many. I mean, that was a great one to kind of start today. Oh, the Ohio State TCU game was an excellent game. Came down to the
Yes.
buzzer.
Yeah.
Came down to the end there, but kind of thought it might. Um, TCU gave Duke probably 30 minutes, and then they got that technical, and that kind of, and then Duke
Mm,
blew them out.
yeah.
Um,
But what we're looking at is we're setting up, and we talked about it last week too, but we're really looking at some great second weekend matchups now.
oh man,
Duke, St. John's,
outside outside of Iowa, Nebraska, that's just those.
which, now means that'll probably be like a double overtime classic.
Oh yeah, classic,
There you go.
absolutely.
There we go. Attaboy,
I
Sherelle.
mean, it's great for the fans of both programs, pretty loyal
Yeah.
fans there.
Yeah.
First time ever to a Sweet 16, a team that's not been there since '99. But man,
Mhm.
how unlikely a matchup is that?
Yeah.
and I don't think too many had that on the bingo cards at all as far as the possibility of they split the regular season, one on each other's home. Well, no, they won both one at home, so
Mhm.
might be probably be a great game because technically Nebraska. I mean, they kind of turned Nebraska. I went to a rivalry because they're states next to each other. Other than that, didn't have much history coming in, but it's kind of turned into their rival in a sense, whether they believe it or not. Nebraska fans, especially on the football side, don't really see Iowa as a rival. They're like, dude, you guys haven't even won a national title. But Iowa's been kicking their, Iowa's kind of dominated on the football, but they're like, that's cute. But,
Mhm.
uh, you know, it's kind of a more of an Iowa thing. On the basketball side, I don't know. I mean, but either way, I mean, to think that one of those teams is going to the Elite Eight is wild.
Yeah, absolutely crazy, man. Like we said, Nebraska's just decided that, well,
They're just having the time of their lives.
good D,
You
good
know,
D.
we're here. We don't want to go home.
Yeah, right.
If they make
Like,
time before, that'd be wild.
I
If somebody
right
come out in
would be
Houston,
would be absolutely insane. Like, well, we won one, might as well win a bunch of them.
yeah,
Arizona and Arkansas, I think that'll be a fun one
that
to
should be a
watch.
phenomenal game.
Tennessee, Iowa State should be actually a pretty good game too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I had in the sweet. That was the one Sweet 16 I did get. I just thought Virginia just. I just don't believe in the ACC teams a lot. I mean, Virginia had an okay season, but I mean, and a lot of their, I don't know, they were, I don't know, they had a good season, but they had the one game where they got blown out by Duke in the regular season. They gave a much better game in the, against a hurt Duke team in the ACC championship game. It was somewhat close, but I just don't believe. And honestly, he can't get to the Final Four since he's been to Tennessee. But Rick Barnes usually gets Tennessee to the 16 and the 8. That seems
Mm-hmm.
every year the Tennessee's there. So Rick Barnes probably one of the most underappreciated coaches because
Absolutely. But I'll tell you what's going to annoy me though. is if we do win this game tonight and then upset Michigan and then have to play them Puckers again, man. We got the monkey off our back in the regular season, finally beating them. But
Can you imagine that being the game to go to the Final Four?
oh
Oh
no,
my!
I do not want that.
I could, I don't know, man. I'd have to take some blood pressure medicine.
Exactly, yeah, man. Oof.
God,
Take some damn morphine.
God.
But these.
Yeah, that would be simply wild.
But yeah, it's been a fun weekend of basketball. The Alabama women, good win over Rhode Island. That was yesterday. Saturday they play. Yeah, first game Monday morning. What?
Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m.
Yeah, 11.
Louisville, Louisville. That's the one good thing. The other, because Louisville fans, they show up, so it's gonna be. But that's the one benefited point at 11 a.m. Some people may not be able to be off work,
I'm about to say,
but
yeah, who knows there.
it's a little better than a night game where you know it's gonna be live as hell in the Yum Center because they love Louisville. As we talked about, Louisville fans probably some of the best in sports.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I
All the
mentioned it
teams,
before. Yeah, yeah, I mentioned
just
it before. I lived there every year, and they love their Cardinals. Man, they absolutely show out for them. And
football, basketball, baseball, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
They love their team.
I'm sure the university is like letting people they suspend class or whatever. There we go,
Oh,
Latrell.
yeah, you have every student you can in that bad boy, free
Yeah,
whatever to have that atmosphere. Phew, 18, I love it.
yeah, yeah. Alabama
Like,
up
them guys,
37-19, under 5 to go in
like
the
man,
first half here.
but those big leagues make me nervous
I
this
know,
early in the
right? Uh,
because you just know Tech is gonna have a run at some point.
yeah, and with our defensive record this year, you just know you never really believe that anything's too safe. There you go. Good ball movement. Get down, ball. Rebound. I'll go. That's all right. Still fewer fouls than them, at least so far. But yeah, the women, yeah, like we said, that's a tough matchup. If you can beat, that's a
Louisville,
good Louisville team, and of course it's on their court. So
well,
it's a
that's
tough task to get back to the second
that's a
weekend.
third. That's a be the third year in a row we winning the first round game, which is still something considering where we've been before and what Curry has done with this program. But it's just, but as we know, man, it's still that level that we're far,
Yeah,
threshold where you're kind of stuck in a purgatory with women's basketball, where you're a good team, but when you go up against the elite teams, you're probably not going to fare very well.
no, yeah,
So we're in that middle zone where you might make it to the second weekend, but after that, when you're running into the Texases and the Yukons of the world, yeah, you're gonna run into some problems.
yeah. It's like you said. There's such a gulf in talent between the first tier of women's teams and then the other tiers. It's so tough to make that up. And we're lucky to have such a great coach, Christy Curry. There's been some rumors, I guess, of her getting offered
Yeah,
the
like
Northwestern
Northwest,
job, but she shot down. She says she hasn't even talked to anybody. So
which is
take
good.
yeah,
I would
take
think
that for what you will.
why would you take North? But hey,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know her history. I don't know if she's from there or something like that.
I mean she was the head coach at Purdue, but that was a long time ago now.
yeah,
I mean, she was there in the '90s and early 2000s. Had a hell of a run at Purdue before she left for Texas Tech, but.
yeah, she is. Let's check out her.
Hopefully she stays at Alabama till she retires. That would be, but I would hope
Well,
because
no, she's a Louisiana girl, so she went to
she,
Northeast Louisiana, which is of course now UL Monroe. But so yeah, she's a
yeah,
Southern girl herself. So, um, but yeah, we've had her for what about 12, 13 seasons now. Yeah, you've mentioned the improvements that she's made. We got what 5 straight 20-win seasons under her. 4 straight tournaments. 5 of the last 6 seasons in the tournament.
three straight wins in the first round. I mean, it's
Exactly.
something. I know
Mm.
we're not elite and we're not to that level. In the '90s, Alabama women had quite the run there.
Absolutely, yeah. Final Four in '94. Yeah, they were a
Uh,
really good
like
team. Yeah.
five or six Sweet 16s in a row. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we were rolling in the '90s. But honestly, I don't know what happened after that. Rick Moody
Who
was
knows? Yeah.
he was still the coach for quite some time after they were high. I really don't know what happened.
You don't know, but yeah, it's
And I believe
been just best time of year. Basketball has been great all around.
it's
Just
been
so many. Yeah.
amazing.
If you're lucky enough to work in a place that you can throw the game
Larger
on or
crowd.
whatever. Yeah.
You would hope that most places at least have it in the background because man,
Yeah.
uh,
Well,
it's hard
you
not
know,
to.
in the nature of my job, I'm actually alone a lot too, and like doing,
Yeah.
in my inventory room. So I throw it up on the laptop, and
Um, at least
uh,
be able to listen to it or something. Kind of
exactly.
like
I have it in the background while I'm doing stuff, and I have it, I can swipe it to check out if, something close, and then, but we
at
also
least have
like,
something to know what's going on.
yeah, we also had like we do like once a month they do like a happy hour. It's usually for like a cause or something like that. But this it's March Madness this time, so they rolled out the TV, put on a couple games, let people chill out for a couple hours at
That's
the end of
cool.
the day, and yeah, I think we watched. I can't remember. It was Thursday, so we watched whatever games were late afternoon Thursday.
But,
But yeah, man, it's just a great time of year. We talked about it. It's just so exciting, and then especially now with all the technology where you can easily access. You don't have to be just in front of your TV. You don't have to. If you
yeah,
got
you
like
got
YouTube TV, you got the quad box, so you can check out all the games. If you got a laptop, a phone, I realize,
yeah,
I got an iPhone, I got Apple CarPlay in our car, and I realize, I have the March Madness app, and I realized that that's integrated into CarPlay, so I can like select a game and listen to the call while I'm driving. So that's pretty cool. Oh
it
no,
was
we're gonna
awesome.
take a three. Oh, Noah Williamson,
Oh
go
my
ahead, big
goodness.
fella, go ahead. Night,
What?
19-point Alabama lead now.
He's making shots. You know it's a good first.
He's putting in a good shift right now. He's hustling on
he,
defense. He's made a couple defensive plays. Look at that
he,
tapping for a
he,
rebound right there.
yeah, he's played. He's played. He had some little moments the other day too. Like I don't know. Like I was hoping for a little more, but I don't know. But like
Yeah,
I
yeah. You
mean,
hoped, more. Like we said, we didn't.
I was hoping a double double type of guy. I thought maybe he'd get
Yeah.
10 and 10 or something, and which really hasn't happened. And Aiden Sherrill's kind of been on the island a lot of the season, where he's been playing a lot of minutes because of course that's why we brought Bediako back. Because man, it was Sherrill with nobody. Honestly, we have a bunch of guards and wing guys, but yeah, no the big guys outside of and even Bo Bowen, he's what 6'10", but I mean he's a wing. You don't really think of him as a big man.
No, yeah. You kind of hope that maybe like we hit a big cliff last year. You kind of hope that Noah could come in and give you those kind of, even if he wasn't scoring 10 points a game, give you 10 rebounds a game or around there.
Which
But
just hadn't happened. I don't know what,
yeah,
but he has had a positive attitude where everybody seems to like him. So I mean, he's a fits. I mean, goes with the culture well. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have to see what we can do, either recruiting, transfer, some because we're gonna need some bigger bodies next year.
yeah, for sure.
Gonna
Because
need bigger
that's
bodies.
continually the problem we run into is we get these teams with size and length, and it
Right.
screws us. But like we've mentioned, Bull Bowen has turned his game up during the tournament. Aiden Sherrill since Bediako.
Yeah, Terrell has really
Yeah.
turned into almost a man. He's almost to a star level at times. Like he's really man. Yeah, no, I really his progression this season has been probably one of the better, most likable things. It's just just seeing what he's from where he was in November to where he is now, light years
Yeah.
difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, as we hope here, as we hope we can finish it. Elsewhere in Alabama sports world, great weekend for Alabama baseball.
Yeah,
A sweep of
yeah,
Florida for the first time in like 20 some
including,
years.
including
First
that no
time,
hit.
yeah, and then yeah, on Friday night a no hitter. First single pitcher no hitter for Alabama, and since
81?
1940, no, since 1942.
Okay,
The first
42.
one pitcher complete game, 9 inning. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yes.
think I think the 81 one was a combined
Oh,
no hitter or maybe a called game, run
okay.
rule something like that.
I know I
But
saw that 40 some.
mhm.
I was like, that,
Well,
man,
well,
that's a great considering the week before, man, we got ran by Kentucky. Had to
yeah,
go again.
yeah. The SEC opening series got swept by Kentucky. Turn around and sweep Florida this weekend, which is absolutely outstanding because that's a good Florida team. I
Right.
didn't see how the women finished up their series
They,
today.
they would be one today.
They did, so
So we did
they
get, so
ser-
we got to do this. Yeah.
yeah took the
Yeah,
series
we
win, right?
won
Yeah, yeah.
Friday. Yeah, we won Friday. They won Saturday. We can. Well, I think we won 4-2 today. But yeah, we did
Okay.
get the win there. So
Okay, so there you go. Salvage that at least. And they started off. They've been pretty good in. Oh, there you go. Good hands, Latrell. Good hands.
we got
They've been really good in conference play so far. So
yeah, we beat Ole Miss last weekend.
yeah,
Mhm.
good start to
So,
the diamond, the baseball softball season. So there we go, Houston. Oh man, 26 point Alabama lead as we're under a minute in
oh
the
my
first
God,
half here.
dude, and he is Mr. Energy, dude. You gotta
Hmm.
love Houston Millette. If that
Yeah.
dude, he is nothing but energy. And always positive. Like, dude, he is. You want 10 of those on your team. 10 of
Hmm.
him on your team because he does whatever he needs to do.
Hmm.
Ask him to score, he can score. Ask him just to be tough. Whatever. And definitely our hustler.
Mm. Yeah, you can't commit that foul there, Aiden. Come on now. I'm surprised LeBaron took that shot. Thought we might try to milk it down to the end of the first half there, but I also am not really ever going to get mad at LeBaron Philon for taking a shot.
You feel when someone, if you feel like you're open, go ahead, big dog.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, to your point about Millette, yeah, we talked about at the end of last season when Mo D transferred or at least went in the portal before we knew he went to Kentucky. Yeah, like that's a big loss of that energy guy, and that's big for a
Not
team
as,
with the style we
I mean,
play.
not as good as Modi, but definitely the same energy level. He's gonna hop on the floor. He's gonna give you everything he's got. You can never have to question his energy.
Yeah.
He even apologized for not getting the team ready for the Ole Miss game. I'm like, that's not really
Mm.
your job. That's just
Yeah.
just kind of who he is. He said I didn't have everybody ready to go, and I apologize. I was like, man, what a
Uh-huh.
stand.
Oh man, a couple of cheap fouls at the end of the first half here, though, guys. Let's rein that in. I don't want that to be a reason. That's what you hope. You just don't want them to come back into the game in a stupid way where they, you give them a bunch of free throws in the second half or something.
Someone
As
has to sit
of
10
course,
minutes.
doesn't hurt as they miss the free throw, so we will run out the clock
Oh, don't
here.
lie.
Yeah, right. Ball don't lie. LeBaron. Oh, oh, nope. Time ran out. Oh no, he got that, didn't he? Damn. Little 2 point buzzer beater for them, but it's still a 24 point lead going into
20.
halftime for
What
Alabama.
did you expect? A lot of
Sloppy final minute there. So,
but overall, about as good as you can expect going into this game, considering I'm not knowing what to expect. But yeah, we just have to. NATO just has to. Hey guys, 0-0 at halftime. Doesn't matter. They were up 20 some. Got to
yeah,
come out and play the same. Got to play the same. Can't let them back in it because Tech they have shooters.
yeah, yeah, exactly. They, like we said, they can turn the
Man,
deficit around really really quick.
yeah.
Let's see what's
They're
going
like
on.
us. You're never quite out of the game until the game's over.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just because even yeah. So we just have to come out with that same energy. That first half energy was excellent, but yeah, just have to be a little. Yeah, just can't have the little lapses there at the end of the first half and keep guys from stupid fouls or some not to sit for too long. Yeah,
And
I
the
don't
other
like it.
game right now, UConn up 56-52 with 8 minutes to go. So UCLA hanging around, trying to get. This would probably
You
be
know
the
what I do?
second biggest upset behind that Florida Iowa game.
You know what I do like about how these games are timed though is like if you're just looking for games, like you can literally like one game, the end of one game literally leads into the end of the next game,
Mm-hmm.
more or less. Like we're just, for example, like you could have went from the like the Arizona game into the if you're just a casual fan into the UConn game will get over, and then you'll see the end of the Alabama game. If you're just looking, for the second half, which of course is most important. You boom, 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 just in the games if you don't have like a quad box or anything. That's the one good thing. Man, but just it's just amazing to think, when for the longest, when the tournament was just on CBS, you would have that regional coverage, and sometimes that regional coverage would piss you off so
Yeah,
bad because
right.
it wouldn't change to the good game for any reason. You're like, what are we doing? So and so's up 25. Let's get something else on the channel. Come on, CBS,
Yeah,
give us
right.
something.
And then, when they started using like TBS and True TV and all that, they would, because it used to be, we talked about it at the top of the podcast, but the Sundays didn't used to have these late games. What they would do is you'd see more, like one game start, then 15 minutes later another game, then 15 minutes later.
Yeah,
And they would kind of stagger them that way, so you'd still get that kind of effect. You'd see the
and
very ends
catch
of all
the
the games.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like I said, like the last tip off was about the time the evening news ended or something like that.
yeah, about
It felt like,
6.
yeah.
It'd be
Um,
like maybe a 7 o'clock
hmm
last game. But yeah, now to have a game on the East Coast start at 10 in the East Coast time is wild.
yeah, I do. It's funny. You used to not care about that stuff, but as you get older, you're like, man, I feel bad for those East Coast
Once you
guys
get
right
older,
now. Yeah.
man, yeah.
Um,
I even if it wasn't my team, I'm probably staying up to watch no matter what,
I'd about to
just
say,
because
yeah, unless it just
it
looks like
just
a blowout at halftime or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I think we're just gonna have a suffering Monday. A
hmm
little tired.
Um, Other than that, don't really have much. There's some uncertainty around Bill Self and his coaching future. Maybe is he talking retirement or something like that?
And, he's had those health issues.
Yeah.
He's had some heart problems the last couple of years where he's missed some games, and that's some when it comes to your health. I mean, I know it's hard for these guys to step away, but man, that's it's coming down to your life. If it's cutting into the quality of life, not just on health reasons, man. No matter how hard it is, sometimes it might just be best to step away. I mean, no one would fault him for that ever. I mean, he's had a hell of a career, everywhere he's been. But that would be crazy if. Um,
Yeah.
but if, the one thing that worries me about stuff like that, like openings in places like North Carolina or Kansas, those are the one things that kind of scare me about with a coach like
Mm,
Nate Oates. Someone, someone's gonna shoot,
yeah.
you
Especially with it,
know. And,
we've said it time and time again, but build the damn arena.
yeah,
With some great facilities, because that's about and up that. Now, Nate Oates, to his credit, he did say, was it, I guess, media for the SEC tournament, maybe, or for this, where he talked about, I think this year we were pretty low in the SEC and NIL spending, but he said that he's talked to, Greg Byrne and, all the people in
yeah.
charge of that. And, we're going to
He's done more
seriously
than enough to
invest in,
offer
yeah.
you as much money as he can needs because I mean we're on the cusp of everything every year. It's not like they're asking for money and they're not giving results. He's given more results than anybody has ever seen, no matter how long you've been an Alabama basketball fan.
hmm
So if you have any type of cash flow, man, come on,
Yeah.
throw him a couple dollars. Like I understand we're always gonna be a football first school, but man,
But man,
what
yeah,
we're doing right now is like
yeah.
like
Well, it's like you said, it's never been done at Alabama, and and we've seen it time and time again with these other major schools. But if you can have not, I mean, look, no one's trying to say we should become a basketball first school. Like football will always be king in Alabama. That's fine. But
we should always be second weekend team.
yeah, it should
Whenever
always
you
be a second team. And if you have the resources, and we do at Alabama, you should fund your. If you don't just want one or two good programs, you want an entire good athletic
we
department
can get
with
right.
multiple, teams that compete for championships on a regular basis, or
I mean,
consistently. Yeah.
we've seen Florida win everything. Hell, we've seen them win football, basketball, baseball, softball, gymnastics. Like we're in that, but we've seen Florida win national titles in all those uh, within the last 20 years. Football's been a little less, but we've seen everything else. I mean, the hell, the Florida Gators just won the SEC gymnastics. I mean, Florida is like a everything school,
Mm-hmm.
and we can be that, and there's no reason why we're not. We can be at everything school as well. I mean, you look where we're at right now. I mean, we went to the Rose Bowl in football. We
Mm-hmm.
have a chance to go back to the Sweet 16. Baseball's looking up, softball is looking amazing, gymnastics a little, but they're still, right there. They came in fourth in the SEC uh, tournament. I mean, we're right there. So, I mean, there's a lot of things where like we can be called at everything school. So yeah, we need to, have this more, maybe a little more funding. I don't know for some, but
Yeah, but that's the future talk. All we can focus on right now is finishing this game
we're
out against Texas Tech.
not in
Yeah,
show.
hopefully the girls come out and pull off a upset tomorrow.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, hopefully baseball can take this momentum from this series and
Keep going.
turn it up during SEC play.
The SEC is a gauntlet. We know that.
Yeah,
Like, there's so many talented teams that man, every weekend is a. There's no off weeks in the
yeah.
baseball
Well,
season.
and aside from the no hitter, today it was also big because we
Grand
were
slam.
had a couple big innings there, but we were winless not just on the season, but I think for a while when losing after 6 innings, and we were down 4-2 going to the bottom of the seventh, and then we had to put seven up on the board. You
Yeah.
mentioned a huge grand slam. I think there was also a 2-run homer in that inning to tie it, and then
Mhm.
a wild pitch to push one across to take the lead, and then a grand slam. And then Florida even added a couple of runs in their next inning, and then we responded too, and that's huge.
Yeah. Those are-
It's one thing to come back, take a lead, and then it's another thing to hold that. We saw that the way we went out against was it Tennessee in the SEC tournament last year? Yeah, came back, took a lead, and then immediately blew
And
it
maybe
again.
yeah,
Yeah.
the moms.
UConn on a little run here now, up 9 with 5 and ticking.
Yeah.
That's that, and then
It's
the only other game going right now, Washington and TCU on the women's side of things. That's the last game of the day.
up 8.
Yeah, Washington held. TCU only
Oh,
scored 6 points in the second quarter.
Ooh.
Do do you like the quarter system? Do you think the men's game should go to that too, or do you like?
I mean, I thought the once the women did it, I thought the men might follow. I'm
Mm-hmm,
shocked. Kind of shocked they didn't because I mean it's gonna more or less get a more NBA like
mm-hmm.
since they play 4 quarters in the league. I mean, I don't mind the two halves. I don't know if it really changes how you play ball or not.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I'm with you. It's if anything, it just surprises me that they haven't done it just because it seems to be
but
working out in the women's game.
and it
So
gets you ready for the league. As far as like because your fouls, it changes. How you do fouls, of course, because you get your bonuses. Every quarter rather than the halves. But that's how the NBA works. So I don't know. I it doesn't. I don't think it really changes the game too much. I just thought they might move to it just once the women did.
yeah,
But either way, it's fine. I don't
yeah.
have real preference. Yes.
Yeah, that is that TCU court is sure something to look at for sure.
Wow, that's one at home too. Oof,
Yeah.
are they so good?
But yeah, so like I said, I have nothing else really from the other sports. It's been all college hoops for me this week.
Yeah, kind of has. Of
Um,
course, opening day is coming this week.
hmm
Even
uh,
Netflix. I will say I did find out. I'd asked, what about the MLB TV package with you with T-Mobile, even
hmm
though it's going to ESPN. I guess they have at least a 2-year contract still, so I think that'll be the Tuesday deal this week.
No, nice. There you go.
We at least get a couple more years. I thought ESPN might nix that, but you know how that is, the money grabs. So, but I think we'll at least get it, and probably should be the thing. It's weird. Wow, the Netflix, have an opening game, the Yankees
Hmm
on Netflix, and they're just getting involved
Yeah,
in everything, aren't
I'm about to say dipping their toes in a lot of sports waters there. Yeah, and then some teams. I know the Braves made some agreement too with MLB TV, and then I think they're trying to start their own streaming thing too, and work contracts, and then still work on regional contracts with cable, satellite, and things like YouTube TV. So we'll see what happens there. I believe YouTube TV has finally rolled out all of their packages to everyone. I know I checked a couple weeks ago and they hadn't. I wasn't able to
I
get it
saw
yet.
an email about it where you could
Yeah.
change what you do.
Oh yeah, I can get
I
it
wouldn't
now.
know those-
Yeah. Here we go. Explore plans. Yeah, so you can do. I think we can finally do your like sports only tier or combine them if you want.
Yeah,
Which there it goes. I don't need sports and news. Just sports.
and I'm like, can we get this wrestling thing before WrestleMania?
Yeah, right. That's
Or
really what I.
Sabone,
That's
give us
really what I
something.
want. Yeah. Uh, yeah. If they could figure out ESPN, like you said, give us a damn code just to enter, just for those events or something like that.
Y'all tell us we're gonna get it. I mean, we're already customers and should get it.
Hmm
Like, give us some. Because man, the biggest event is WrestleMania. It's not like you know, it's not like other sports where the end of the year is cool with getting it
hmm
because that's what the championships are. Like our big events are right now, coming up next
hmm
month.
hmm
Like those on there. Um, but yeah, other than that, man, yeah, it's been all college basketball for me. I really haven't even looked at too much of anything else. Oh yeah, Brian Hodgson got the job at Providence today.
Oh, that's right.
See,
Yeah. Yeah. So the
that's
NATO's
uh,
coaching tree
that's
growing.
so that's it. Man, that man has moved up 3 years in a row. He went from
Mm.
Arkansas State to USF to Providence. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So that's big. That's a big jump into the
Yeah.
Big East now.
And
Oof.
he's earned it. That's one thing. And he didn't get the upset when they played Louisville, but they gave him a good game. And
Game.
same
They,
thing with
they,
our boy Antoine Petway at Kennesaw State. Gave
they
Gonzaga a
gave
game for a little bit. Yeah.
Gonzaga quite a run there.
hmm
And I was kind of shocked that we don't have any West Coast Conference teams that made it to the second weekend. I'll put out my
Yeah.
SEC.
hmm
I was, the real shocker though, the Texas A&M handled St. Mary's. I was
Ooh,
shocked by
whooped
that.
him. Yeah, whooped him.
I thought that would be. I had St. Mary's winning that, and I thought it was going to be somewhat of a good game. But I thought St. Mary's was, I had them thinking, man, they might, be a little too physical. But no, the A&M handled that. But then Houston thrashed A&M. I was like, whoa,
hmm
Houston not playing around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
mentioned.
honestly, Houston, Illinois. Yes, it's in Houston, but man, Illinois has been playing good ball, so that's gonna be a hell of a game.
hmm Um, yeah, you mentioned the Big Ten teams. If Alabama finishes this win off, they will get that would be four SEC teams in the Sweet 16, along with
Six,
six Big Ten teams, right?
yeah, six Big
Yeah.
Ten teams. Michigan, Michigan
Duke
State.
Duke would be the lone ACC team, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah. Big 12, they got Iowa State,
Iowa
Houston,
State. in Arizona.
Yeah,
And
Arizona. Yeah. If t-
hopefully we say,
yeah, what?
hopefully,
Yeah, I hope that's it. Yeah.
yeah.
The Yukon would be in St. John's would represent the Big East.
True. Yeah,
As
that's
Yukon
when
now has got a 13 point lead. They just went on a
it's pretty.
9-0 run in the last 90 seconds. So they've really
Yeah,
trying
kind
to
of.
put this one away under 4 minutes ago in that one. But yeah, so unless you have anything else in the world of sports, I think that should wrap it up for us.
All right, man. So, man, hopefully we can
Yeah.
close this thing out and get to our third straight Sweet 16 here. And what's that, 4 and 5 years or so? Phew, it's been a dream run, man. We were I always dreamed about, man, and so it's special.
It absolutely is. We talked about it time and time again, but especially guys like us, older fans who went through some really hard times in basketball. Uh,
I really saw the
to
potential, but we are like, why aren't we achieving what we could?
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
the questions like, well, why aren't we as good? Like we had to, because honestly, when we were in school, man, Mark had a lot of talent,
Hmm.
and we achieved greatly. I feel, and I think many fans feel the same way. Like there was a shitload of talent in Tuscaloosa when we were in college,
There
but
was,
we
and
should.
he just his thing was twofold. It was one, it never developed. Like talent didn't really get that much better under Mark Godfrey, and then two was for whatever reason his teams could not win on the road.
Yeah,
It was, I mean, a damn. I was talking with a guy, who's a little young, he's about 10 years younger than me at work, this week, and talking, asking him what he remembered from that. He's like, I don't really, remember too much from that era. I was like, well, I mean, we actually got to. I was like, my freshman year, we got up to number one in the country. We had won the SEC regular season title the year before. Did lose in the second round as a 2 seed, which is, but we had a lot of talent come back. We had this guy Kennedy Winston coming in, Mr. Basketball, just a great talent. I had a class with him. He showed up one time. That was it. But man,
There was
yeah,
a lot of controversy with that. Remember, he had to sit out till January, and then
that's right. Yeah,
like some eligibility questions, and that
I forgot about that part. Yeah,
when that
but
man was on, that man was special.
he was,
Him
man.
and
He had. Was it State that game? He dropped like 38 on them or something like that.
he had a couple of games where he
Yeah.
lit some folks up.
And then guys like Petway, Ernest Shelton, man, was like, man, that dude had a
Dude,
stroke.
Ernest Shelton might be the most underrated Alabama player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
That man, he put up buckets.
Mm-hmm.
That man could drop 25 at a heart. Like he was
He
a talented guy.
he was one of those guys that if you left him alone, the shot was going down. Like it
Oh
was,
yeah.
yeah, you did. Uh,
But
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think he gets near the respect that he probably should have because if you look at his stats, he put up some nice numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Ernest Shelton was a bucket. and then,
Yeah. Talking about that year with him though, yeah, I was like, man, we got up to number one and then lost immediately at Utah,
Utah,
and then
he
just
just
ended up the 9 seed, losing to Indiana. And was it
Indiana with
damn
that
name
fat
Tom
ass Tom
Cloverdale?
Coverdale.
Cloverdale.
Like the most unbasketball, unathletic looking dude of all time.
I hated that man.
So annoying.
Yeah. And then yeah. So and then to make the miracle run to the 8, and then just again, and then unrealized. Yeah, I think we talked about this last week or week before, but just a few years later with Ron Steele, Richard Hendricks, a bunch of those guys, and Final Four potential. I remember, I think it was Jay Billis had us in the Final Four in his preseason predictions, and
There
then
were some
just
teams that,
didn't even make the tournament.
yeah, but there was a lot of at the end of the Mark Godfrey, and I think through a lot, social media wasn't nearly. I think there was a lot of animosity in the locker room, and I
Hmm.
don't think a lot of players really like Mark Godfrey, from what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of heard. Not that I'm an expert in that, but I've heard that there was a lot of tension at times, and maybe over time it's kind of bygones and bygones. I, But he always pissed me off because, man, I always felt, dude, we underachieved so badly
Mm-hmm.
because we had some talent. We
Absolutely,
had,
we did, man. I mean, the
dude,
players that come
Richard
through.
Henderson as a McDonald's All American. I thought, man, we're about to roll. We're about to have some good teams. And this is gonna be fun, and it really wasn't fun.
No, yeah, no fun. Zero. What's that? PD on Remember the Titans. Zero fun, sir. Uh, but yeah, so as we get close here, let's come on, baby. Let's finish this off. 24-point lead to start the second half.
I love the rebounds. To be up
Yeah,
14 on the floors is amazing
yeah,
for us.
30-16. The rebound advantage is crazy. And then, like we said, the girls do it tomorrow morning. Hopefully, they can shock Louisville. Get to the second weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna need Christian Anderson out of this second half. But
Yeah.
that man, but he
But as always, I did lie to our listeners last week. I said that I had recorded the the outro. That was a lie. I was going to do it afterwards, but I was just too tired and didn't. So the show just kind of ended last week. It's okay.
did him.
I promise it'll be there this week.
Yes.
But yeah, great buddy. Roll Tide, and
It's
I'll see you next week. Hopefully, we got some really happy things to talk about.
good to talk about. Absolutely.
Thank you once again for listening, folks. As always, subscribe, rate, like us, do whatever your chosen podcast platform asks you to do. Tell your friends about us. Tell your rich friends about us, especially if any of them feel like sponsoring a podcast. You can check out all of the family of Alabama Take podcast at thealabamatake.com. You can also find a bunch of wonderful writings there from our lovely, talented roster of contributors. If you'd like to join that roster, shoot an email to thealabamatake@gmail.com. Blaine will get you set up. We're always looking for new voices here on the Alabama Take. You can check out Greg at Bama Hammer. He writes a lot about Alabama women's basketball there and other Alabama athletics. You can follow us on socials at Taking On Sports. Of course, drop that G. And as always, folks, keep it done up real good yourselves out there.